Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another video. This is for Tyler Perry Sisters Season 7, Episode 7. It's giving scandal. That's what it's giving, okay? It's giving Olivia Pope. Let's go ahead and get into it real quick before we do. If you enjoyed this video, it's your first time here, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe. If you've been here, you haven't hit it yet, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so you know when I post some new content. Check out my other videos, give it a thumbs up, do all the things. It definitely helps your girl a ton. And trust me, I appreciate any type of support. So thank you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We pick up with, I guess Penelope thought her water broke, or I don't know. She was in the bathroom and her water should have broke by now, okay? That water should have been broken and the baby should be here crawling around and doing newborn things. Well, newborns don't crawl, but y'all know what I mean. So I'm like, because Hayden, he missed Gary and T's little kissing scandal. And I'm like, how long does it take for somebody to show someone the bathroom? Like, how long was he back there? Goodness. So Gary is questioning Hayden, wondering if he trusts Tamara. Then once they leave, him and Penelope, Tamara is questioning Hayden, asking if he trusts Gary. And I'm like, it's clear that something's going on. I don't know. But Hayden is just, I don't know if Hayden is just playing like he don't know what's going on or he really is oblivious to what they're doing. Hayden was like, I know Gary seems sneaky, but he's been that way since college. When did they go to college together? Since when? Which college was it? I had no knowledge of them ever going to college together until now. Y'all can't make up stories as you go. Like, you can't do that. So anywho, he and Tamara start kissing, but she fantasizing about Gary. And I'm like, dang, Gary must have been back there for a long, long time. Or Hayden must have been back there for a long time. She been wanting Gary. One of the two. So we see Sabrina wasting her time on a date with Rich. It's her birthday. You know, he was celebrating her birthday. He gives her a Pandora bracelet. And next thing you know, they get to arguing like a low-key back and forth about her feeling alone in the process with the fertility treatments. And yeah, girl, you're going to be alone in the process because you're signing up to be a single mother. If he wanted to be involved in the process, y'all would just be having a baby. Like, girl, what did you expect? And then the waiter interrupts their conversation, bringing out a loose cupcake. They ain't having on a plate or nothing, just loose with one lone candle. Nobody was singing happy birthday. It was just awkward. I just want Sabrina to end it in the entire relationship. Like, the storyline ain't really giving nothing. Like, let's just move along. Let's let someone actually find a relationship and let it be like a successful, healthy, toxic. But you know, Tyler want to give us a drama, so I guess. So we get to Andy. She gets to the firm and everyone's like, are you okay? Is everything all right? And she like, try this piece of hair. She like, why wouldn't I be? She is just walking around oblivious. So Fatima come in there and she like, oh, you really don't know what's going on. So she tells her that Jordan he got a scandal going on. He's accused of sleeping with an underage girl. Jordan probably should have stuck to football. Okay, I don't know what made him want to get into politics, but he probably should have stuck to football, became a coach or something like that. So Fatima's asking like, okay, well, can it be true? Have you seen any signs when y'all are watching, you know, movies together? Like, you know, one of those adult-only films. Does he look at underage girls? Like, help me to understand how that makes any sense, Fatima. But okay, Andy's like, this is too much. Like, I'm still trying to process this, and we only been dating for 4 months. Like, goodness. And she was like, because Fatima was like, well, where's your phone? Andy said she had left it at Jordan's house because he wanted to discuss, you know, love. And I'm like, y'all not in love yet? I mean, y'all was talking about marriage, but love didn't come up. I guess, girl, 4 months is not long enough to be putting up with this, even though it's a shame because he really didn't do nothing. But 4 months, like, I don't know you like that. Nice knowing you. Have a nice life, okay? So we see Karen. She goes to the shop and Pam is talking to her. She got an attitude with Pam like always. That's why Pam's starting a side hustle because, girl, this ain't it. Her shop ain't been hitting on nothing since season 2. Pam informs her about Andy's man and what's going on with that. It's all over the news, all over social media. It's everywhere. And we know Pam is a newfound influencer, so she stay on social media. So Danny's at work, and Tony was like, I'm trying to call you. I got to talk to you at work to have a conversation. He wanted to discuss the kid situation, and she's upset, not that he has children, but the fact that he has his children with him. Like, you can have them at your mama's house. I don't want to see them over here with you, okay? That to me is just wild. Like, Tony said his ex-wife is in the military and she got deployed, so he has his children until she gets back. Anything could happen. What if something happened and she was ill, or, you know, anything worse than that, and he has to take his kids? Like, those are his kids. You never know what can happen where he may have to get his own children, Danny. But she said he could have told her. She was like, look, not only are they here, but you didn't even tell me. Like, when I first met your kids, they was asking me if my girls are real. Like, what is this? Why would you have me walking in blindly? Now that I understand what she's saying on that one, he could have, but then look at how she's reacting right now. So it's like, maybe that he was feeling that type of vibe, and that's why he didn't want to say nothing. He was like, look, you knew what it was when you signed up. You knew I had 2 kids. Either you deal or you don't. Okay, my kids come first. I like Tony, and I know that's right. Listen, somebody they got an issue with my kids. You got to go. I don't listen. Oh well, bye. Like, you're never gonna come before my children. So that's why they say people with children should date people with children, because people who don't have them don't understand and things of that nature. But Danny come around later, so I ain't gonna give her too much. I do like Tony though. He knows how to check Danny and put her in her place in a way that Preston never could. But I think she should be with somebody that doesn't have children. I can't picture. She just said she don't like kids, so I can't see her stepping into a stepmother role ever. So Sabrina's coworker is still trying to get her caught up and, you know, get her out of there so she can get that role. She was saying something about there was some extra money in Sabrina's drawer. And Sabrina was like, no, there's not. I know how much is in here. If you got an issue, you can count it. I wouldn't have her count nothing. Like, aren't there policies where people shouldn't be touching your things? Like, what kind of bank is this? But Sabrina's like, I ain't got time. Okay, she got to go get to her fertility conference. I still wouldn't trust Paige at all. So she has her consultation, and the doctor's discussing the process, but Sabrina seemed like she's just getting sad. And it's like, girl, if you would just leave Rich alone and get with a man who wants to have children as well. I ain't gonna keep saying it. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it because, you know. So Andy, she's at the office and she's still reading the headlines. Fatima's like, well, what if they're lying? You know how they do black men? Andy's like, what if they're not? It's like, yeah, sometimes they do be lying. And sometimes they're not. And that's why it makes situations like this so hard. Because when you find out that the person was telling the truth, you're like, you know, dang, I feel so bad that I didn't believe him. But it's like, you going to trust the victim. This is a sticky situation that nobody wants to be a part of. Now, being as though he's in politics, and we know how politics get all messy and everything, I would think there was a high chance that they was lying. Because she was like, and not only was he messing with the underage girl, but she was white. Oh my gosh, like, it's getting worse every time I read it. But Zach interrupts. He comes into the office yelling and hollering. That law firm is so unprofessional. Anybody just walk up in there at any given time, just yelling. He got flowers to surprise Fatima. And he framed her acceptance letter and said when she graduates, he'll build her own firm. I know that's right. So then he mentions the wedding date again, and she's swerved him, curved that question. And I'm glad she's not folding. She's standing on business. She's standing firm when not wanting to set a date, and I don't blame her. Get your baby mama drama in order before we even think about a wedding date, okay? It should be a lawyer paying somebody else's child support. I don't think so. In the parking, Andy interrupts and she starts crying. She's like, I'm leaving. I'm going to break up with Jordan. And Zach feeling the way, talking about, dang, Andy, you can't even say hi. Like, don't you see the look of confusion on her face? Please go on somewhere, Zach. So in the parking lot, Jordan catches Andy. He got her phone, and he explains, like, I've never met this girl. Like, he is not budging. Like, I don't know her. I don't know where this is coming from. At the airport, Daniela goes to Tony's office, and, she getting on his nerves. But she apologizes, and she was, like, talking about in the future, like, however many years later. And he's like, oh, you think we're going to be together that long? And she's like, I hope so. I ain't never seen Daniela act like this. So she like, look, just let me know next time. Communication is key. She respects him being a great father. Therapy seems to be working on our girl. So back to Karen. She comes to Sabrina's bank so she can finally do that personal loan. They were talking about that like how many episodes back? They just now doing this? But all right. I just think this is a conflict of interest, and I hope this don't get Sabrina caught up. Because she was like, when Karen came in, Sabrina was like, oh, did that clear woman give you any issues? She was like, she asked if I was a personal friend. See what I'm saying? Could be a conflict of interest. But Karen's complaining about her financial troubles and mentioned property tax steadily going up because they're in a gentrified area. And I'm like, property tax? I thought she was renting. I don't know. So they mentioned going to Andy's house unannounced because Andy got drama, as if she wants to sit around and talk about First of all, y'all already know if you've been here before. Don't come to my house unannounced ever at all for any reason. Second of all, I definitely wouldn't want to talk about this. Like, let me process what's going on. She already had to sit there all work day. I would have left work immediately. But Maurice called because Karen left. Her application got denied, so she got up out of there real fast. Maurice called to ask Sabrina about her fertility appointment, and he hung up because the client coming through. Honey, the money is calling. I got to go. So as he's on his OnlyFans, his little boy toy walks in unannounced, and he like, did I give you a key? How you get in here? And he was like, well, the door was cracked, and I just let myself in. You don't let yourself in. People don't got no home training. Don't just let yourself in. And Marie's like, oh, it's probably cracked when I took out the trash. Now, why would you just leave your door cracked? You don't leave it cracked no other time? You don't think this is suspicious? Okay. So he was like, I want to take you to the jazz festival. But he had overheard Maurice telling his client he's not looking for love and he don't want marriage and all that stuff. And he's like, you sound like you really meant what you said. Like you said what you said. You said it with your whole chest. So he got turned off and left. So much for that date. I don't know who this guy is, and every single guy that Maurice comes across seems sneaky and suspicious. I'm tired of it. But, I mean, I'm not in Atlanta. We know dating out here is rough. I mean, is everybody suspicious in Atlanta? Is that how the dating scene really is? Let me know in the comments if y'all down there. So, Hayden, he was in the shower complaining about Andy or talking about her, how easy she's making it for him to get a partner. And Tamara got to sit here and pretend like she care. And while that's going on, she get a call from Gary. This is just getting so messy. So the girls come to Andy's and Karen, because, Sabrina and Danielle, or why I keep calling Danny Danielle, knowing her name is Daniela. Forgive me, it's late and now my back hurt. And the other day I couldn't breathe. Now my back in pain. When I tell you, it's always something jam. But we're overcoming, okay? We're speaking positivity, all right? So anyway, they was like, I can't believe he was messing with an underage girl. And Andy was like, y'all making it worse. And Karen, the only one with some sense, was like, why don't you just hear him out? Hear what he got to say first, and then you can make a decision. And Dan was like, a broken clock is right twice a day. The shade child. Danny do not like Karen like that. Karen was always mean to Danny in the beginning, though. She was. So Sabrina is talking about freezing embryos, and of course, Danny's skeptical. She like, you don't know what you going to get, and you don't know what you're going to get out here in the real world. You think somebody. Child, if y'all was on TikTok watching the Who the F Did I Marry series, like you never know, okay? You can be with somebody for years and don't know. So Jordan calls Andy. They out there talking. Sabrina and Danny, they sneak on out because they heard something about the police and they was like, let's get out of here. But Andy was just like, listen, I need time to process, and she hangs up on him. Then we see Karen. She went over to Zach's, like, girl, you can barely walk in now. You showing up to Zach's house unannounced? And she telling him, like, oh, it's a DNA test tomorrow, 12 p.m. sharp. And yeah, I'm gonna be there. Okay, I'll see you there. Because he was like, what's the process? She's like, a little saliva for you, but for me, they need to stick needles and my fluid. And he was like, okay, well. She was like, and don't bring that bee. Don't you bring that bee with you. And Fatima was like, I heard you was looking for me. Like, hello, can I help you? And they was doing a little back and forth. And I'm like, I hate that we got back here. I actually liked it better when they was just cool. Like, I don't like them going back and forth. Like, it's old, it's tired, and through, it's played out. They can't fight or nothing because Karen's pregnant. So why are we even doing it? And Fatima was like, look, I could go wherever I want to go. I am about to be his wife. And Karen was like, oh, yeah, right. If only she knew that Fatima was the only one holding this process up, she already would be his wife. And the way she running around might as well be his wife. Shoot, God would just get an ironclad prenup, but yeah. But that was the end of the episode. We see in the previews that it looks like Karen may be pregnant with twins. Whew, let's find out what happens in the next episode. Check out my other content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.